Okay, took a loss this morning. I will go over my reasons for entering the trade and, uh, you know, just kind of talk through it. So, um, first things first, on the daily, we'll start top down. On the daily, clear bullish order flow. You can see yesterday we respected this fair value gap nicely. And this morning, this candle looked a bit nicer, this daily candle. It was nice and blue and headed higher. Clearly, that's not the case anymore. However, still, order flow is bullish, and that for that reason, I didn't want to short. I was really only looking for buys, um, but there's more to it because if order flow was bearish on both the 1 hour and the 4 hour this morning, I might have been open to a short, but um, as you can see, overnight we ended up inverting this bearish fair value gap on the 4 hour too. So this became an inversion fair value gap. Okay. Um, and you can see it became an inversion fair value gap with this candle here. So that means that we tapped back into it with this candle and with this candle, and we were respecting it. We were also respecting a 4 hour just normal bullish fair value gap here. Okay, so those were essentially my higher time frame PD arrays. Again, remember order flow is bullish on the daily. Um, you can also see when I had entered this trade, we were still respecting this 1 hour inversion fair value gap as well. It's essentially the same as the 4 hour. I don't know how much it really changes in size, but yeah. Obviously, the lows getting swept here is what I was looking at. So once we swept those lows, and we were sweeping those lows inside of a 4 hour inversion fair value gap and a 4 hour fair value gap. So I was looking to potentially buy. The target was the only thing that wasn't amazing. I was gonna take off a piece of the trade. Hang on. When I got in, it was yeah. I was gonna take off a piece of the trade at like around this level or maybe early stop to break even. I had 2 contracts on the trade. I was gonna do something at this level, just because, again, this here, my final take profit was a bit iffy. Like I really enjoy when I have like equal highs as a take profit or something, or equal lows as a take profit if I'm shorting. Um, I prefer closer liquidity, more nearby liquidity to target. I don't know. This just felt like it was a little outlandish in my opinion. Actually, in hindsight, um, even while I was placing the trade, I got the sense that this final take profit might be a little bit outlandish. Um, it's not like it couldn't have been hit like intraday. It's not like I was shooting for like something too insane, but um, yeah. And then on the lower time frame, um, we got some okay distribution. It wasn't the greatest. However, we inverted this candle here, this bearish fair value gap, and broke structure. So I said, okay, my model is present. At the end of the day, my model is present. Is this the greatest trade in the world? No. Is this an A plus setup? Absolutely not. But I am. By the way, price action looks just horrific right now. Like afterwards, holy shit! What am I looking at? I know it's a Friday, but Jesus Christ. Um, anyways, yeah. Once we broke structure and inverted this bearish fair value gap and tapped into it, that was my entry. My model was there. I've made it a goal of mine to just let my model play out how it's going to play out. So if I take a loss by following my model, it's still a good day, good trading day. that's what I did here. You know, again, I kind of walked through every piece of my model there why I entered. Um, what I don't want to do, which I was doing in the past, and look, I was able to, secure an Express account doing this, right? That I'm trading on now, but I was very, very like adamant that I only would take like A plus setups. Bit of like a perfectionist mentality. I'm trying to avoid that. This may or may not have been a setup I would have taken in the past, even though my model was present and I did not break any rules. Um, this may have been one that I sat on my hands for, and that's fine. I'm willing to take this loss because, again, I followed my model, and this model has been back tested by yours truly for countless hours, um, for over a year and a half now. So I know the model works. I also know the model is going to give me some losing trades, which I'm okay with. Today was one of those days. More recently, it has been one of those days. And it is what it is. It'll happen. Trading has been, I don't know. The market's been a little tough for me recently. I mean, it's totally what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? When people say like the market is bad, like unless we're in the tightest range for like weeks on weeks, I think it's pretty subjective to whether or not the market is bad. It varies trader by trader. For me, in my model, I think the market's been pretty shit recently. That's just my opinion. And it's totally subjective to me and my model. Um, but yeah, I'm actually like genuinely I'm happy I took this loss. Like I genuinely am because in the past I would have avoided this. However, by avoiding the trades that I think are not perfect, I was also giving up so many winning trades. Like genuinely so many winning trades. Over the months that I was trading um, that eval account to now get the Express account that I'm on. I mean, I'm happy with the way I traded it. I followed my model through and through, but there were so many trades that my model was present for. I just didn't take because I didn't love. Like there was always some reason I didn't take it, and I could have taken it. And then a lot of times it would hit my take profit. So with that, with that mentality of like just be robotic when the model shows up, take the trade. With that mentality, yes, there's going to be more times that I lose. There's also going to be more times I win. Today was just one of those times where I took a loss. But again, followed my trading plan. I'm happy with it. The one thing I would maybe take from this to learn is, um, of course, at the end of the day, look, like I've been saying, I followed my model. Cool. That's all well and good, but there's probably something I could take away from this, right? And that would be again the take profit. Like because of how far away the take profit was, I don't think it was outlandish. I know I said that, but to me it wouldn't have been as outlandish if like maybe, let's say for instance this high was equivalent and we had some equal highs here, but yeah, what did ES look like anyway with this high? So yeah, I mean, look, it is what it is. We'll see what price does the rest of the day. I'm actually assuming we will probably just uh, range some more for the rest of the day. Like genuinely, because I I don't see us. Are we really going to take the previous daily low after we respected that bullish fair value gap and we have daily. We have bullish order flow in daily. I mean, it could happen. I just find that crazy, but um, you know, I just find that crazy, but it could happen for sure. I think it's more likely we just go sideways the rest of the day. But yeah, that was the trade I took. Let me see if I can share executions real quick. Okay, so yeah, here was the executions. Minus 170 on the day. Again, right? Entered off of when we inverted this. I didn't enter immediately. I entered off the retest of the inversion that we made. So this candle here, when it came back into the inversion, that's when I entered. And yeah, so that was the trade.